Hey everyone, we are back in the Robledo Mountains in this dedicated off-road area in southern New Mexico. You know, the last time I was here, I was absolutely humiliated when my Toyota Tacoma Trailhunter could not keep up with my buddy's Ford Bronco. And you made it very clear in the comment section that I was a fool for taking a long wheelbase truck to a rock fight.
That's a stupid comparison. Like, a Bronco is not a truck! Exclamation point. Brake over angle, my guy. Apples to apples.
Message received, okay? You made it crystal clear. I needed to level the playing field. I needed a shorter wheelbase, a dedicated SUV, but I didn't want a Bronco and I definitely didn't want a Jeep. I wanted something with a little more nostalgia.
Flashback more than 2 decades, that's me back in 2003 with my brand new Nissan Xterra. I loved that rig, but back then I couldn't afford that rig.
I wanted a return to my roots, so after months of scouring the internet, I found the perfect platform. I found her in Arizona, a bone stock, rust-free 2012 Pro 4X with 114,000 miles, a one-owner vehicle with a meticulous service history. I brought her home, took her straight out to the desert, and she instantly fell apart.
And you blew it! You blew it!
The ancient coolant reservoir crumbled, the power steering lines failed, and I completely mangled a mud flap. She needed some serious TLC. My guy Jose over at Desert Junkies got the mechanical gremlins sorted out, and while it was on the rack, I had him throw on a budget 2-inch lift with new coils and a shim.
Bro, you added a higher spring rate, bro. That's preload lift, not travel lift.
Yes, I know, but it's a solid starting point. I'm looking to test this platform, but the upgrades didn't stop at the suspension. The front grille was horribly sun-faded, so I hit it with Raptor liner. This stuff is great. I highly recommend it. And I found these running boards at a junkyard, so I hit them with some Raptor liner. I swapped out the hazy old headlamps. And then my friend Tony and I decided to install an Amazon light bar because, of course, a light bar. What should have been a quick job turned into a 6-hour saga, requiring a completely custom wiring harness because the original wasn't long enough. But Tony got it done because he comes from a long line of proud stereo installers. I also built this custom mini grill to go above the light bar because I'm a little OCD. When it comes to the cosmetics, I used this ceramic treatment to bring the plastics back to life. Then my friends over at Platinum Tint got the front windows dialed. Finally, the stance. I ditched the factory 16s for these gorgeous gunmetal 17-inch wheels from All Dogs Off-Road, wrapped in 33-inch Goodyear Wrangler territories. Throw in a 15-minute date with a heat gun for the legendary Melt Mod, and Project Xterra is finally ready to roll. So here we are. We brought a 14-year-old Nissan back to the exact same trail to see if it can exact revenge against a modern Bronco. So let's air down and see if this old girl can hang.
One of the first things you'll notice is the steering. These old trucks use hydraulic power steering, not electronics. And the turning radius on this Xterra is much better than my Tacoma.
This is where the Tacoma's much more modern suspension really shines, because in this case, I'm just getting knocked around here. But that's kind of cool too. This is a much more connected driving experience. a more analog.
Do you have front and back lockers?
Just rear lockers, same as the Tacoma, but the difference here is this has no computers, no sort of assistance. This is merely a 2-speed transfer case, a rear locking diff, and that's it. You don't get any modes or any computer assistance. Okay, so we're approaching the biggest obstacle of the day, an obstacle called Presidential Staircase. That's where my Tacoma, last time I was here, had a hard time. It got up, but it was not an easy process. The Bronco just glides right up, of course. So we're gonna find out if the shorter wheelbase on the Xterra, the more nimble platform, can basically mimic what that much more expensive, much more modern Bronco is doing.
Yeah, these are those steps. Remember, I just went straight up.
I don't remember the line you took, man. Was it just straight up that, those right there?
Yeah, because we were like thinking about it and then I just went.
Send it.
Now, I will admit, the biggest adjustment out here was the lack of technology. I've gotten incredibly spoiled by 360-degree cameras, so going totally blind was a harsh reality check. Out here, my only camera was Tony acting like a human parking sensor. But once he had me lined up, the Xterra chewed through the exact same lines as the Bronco. And keep in mind, I'm on 33s, he's sitting on 35s. It made no difference. Drop this old Nissan into 4 low, engage that rear locker, and it absolutely refuses to hesitate. The original leaf springs and shocks in the rear were definitely being pushed to their limit, but otherwise, this old girl did beautifully.
That Xterra belongs in the desert. I was really impressed by the clearance it had over some of those ledges we went on. It was very impressive, so good job Xterra, good purchase Roberto.
Yeah, you're good. There's a little stair step, you go straight down.
Yeah, I still hit the rear a little bit, the toe point. It's just, again, the departure angle is good. It's not nearly as good as yours. Your rear bumper is basically over your rear axle.
Does that thing have skid plates?
It does, but from the factory, they're basically pieces of tin.
Now, when I crawled under the truck later to survey the damage, I found I sheared a bolt, and there was a big dent in the gas tank skid plate, which means it did exactly what it was supposed to do. But honestly, surviving the rocks is only half the charm of this rig. There's something incredibly reassuring about an unstressed, naturally aspirated V6. You can just hear it working, and it's working honestly.
So that's it. Another beautiful day out on the trails here in southern New Mexico, and I can't say enough about this old school Xterra. It exceeded my expectations. I really enjoy driving this thing. Of course, hugely different from a modern off-road machine. This is an analog experience. And now, of course, the temptation is to upgrade, to get better suspension, to spend more money. Well, we'll see if I can fight that temptation. Thanks for watching.
You reduced droop? What are we watching here? Those stock shocks are not meant for those coils. A Bronco is not a truck! Exclamation point.